What's good, YouTube? This your boy Tony the Finesse Guy, man, and I am back with another video. And on this one, man, we gonna be talking about the T.I. and Tiny situation with Sabrina Patterson, man. Now, it is said that she is lying, man. T.I. posted on his account that she's making fake pages and coming up with fake victims, man, and it's crazy. Like I said, man, I don't care what nobody say. I think all these females is lying. They want money. I even think Bill Cosby is innocent. That's just my opinion, man. Because it's like, how you gonna come out the blue from years ago, and then you gonna say, oh, he did this and this? Bitch, why didn't you do that right after it happened? Why didn't you go to the police station then? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard for me to believe these so-called victims, man. But the accusers' lawyer speaks out. They're all saying they want to remain anonymous and everything, and they're saying that they're in fear of their life because um, T.I. has a history of threatening witnesses and stuff like that, man. But I'm not gonna hold y'all too long because this lawyer, he talks about the whole situation for 10 minutes and what's going on with the case, man. Nobody has this video, man, so I'm posting it here for y'all, man. But before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell button and share this video, man.
He wants to know who the witnesses are. He wants to know when the incidents occurred. He wants to know all the evidence. And I refuse to provide that to him because T.I. has a reputation of threatening people. He has a reputation of intimidating people. And I promise these women that I will not expose them to that kind of treatment and behavior from him or from anyone he's affiliated or associated with. So the only people that will know the identities of these women are the authorities. That is the best course to take. That way these women are protected from T.I. and his associates.
Okay, the Jasmine brand.
Hi, Ellie Andrews from the Jasmine brand. I was wondering, what are these women seeking when it comes to them planning to sue?
What they're seeking is justice. That's all they've been seeking this entire time, justice. These women have never put forth a request for money. They've never asked for money. Again, like I said just now, a few seconds ago, Steve Sadow, maybe he misspoke. Maybe he misspoke to the New York Times, because I'll tell you right now, I didn't ask him for $1. And from what I got from the conversations that we had and from the emails, they were very, very interested in killing this story and killing these claims. They didn't want this to get out. And if T.I. and Tiny did nothing wrong, then they should have nothing to worry about. They should want the investigation to go through. They should want the women's stories to be investigated. They should want the authorities to speak to their witnesses to corroborate and to see if their stories are corroborated. And if nothing happened, then they have nothing to be worried about.
And when it comes to Shekinah, what are you guys seeking from her?
Well, Shekinah defamed Sabrina Peterson's character. And then 3 days later, she attempted to apologize for it. Not even apologize, but she attempted to walk it back 3 days after. But that's too little, too late. At the end of the day, you cannot come out saying that someone engaged in sex acts, engaged in sex trafficking, engaged in all these different things when you have zero facts to back that up and you know that you're lying. And that's exactly what she did. She wanted hits, she wanted Facebook likes, she wanted Instagram likes, and she got that. So now she got a lawsuit as well.
And just to confirm, none of these women consented to the sexual acts that were against them.
You can't consent if you're if you were drugged.
Okay.
You cannot consent if someone put Molly into a drink. I think the drink of choice for a lot of them, from what they told me, was Sprite. He had a kind of Sprite, and he was telling them to drink out of this kind of Sprite. You cannot consent if someone, in the case of Jane Doe 2, which happened in LA, consent if Tiny spikes Patron and hands you a Patron and tells you to sip this, and then all of a sudden you lose control of your decision-making skills.
And I'm sorry, last question. Moving forward, what does this case look like?
1 for me, I want this case to be criminally investigated. I want it to be investigated. in LA for Jane Doe 2. I went to be investigated in Georgia for Jane Doe 1 through, and Jane Does 3 through 6. And I want the prosecutors to do what they do. They think that criminal charges should be filed against T.I. and Tiny, then that's what needs to happen. And I want all women who have been affected and impacted by T.I. and Tiny to come forward. You do not have to worry about having your identities disclosed. I will not do that. You do not have to worry about having your witnesses' identities disclosed. I will not do that. Come forward, tell your story. It will be provided to the authorities and have them do the investigation.
Thank you so very much.
From AJC.
Hey, Tyrone, it's Stephen Deere from the AJC.
How are you, Stephen?
Good, and yourself?
I'm tired.
Hey, how many, or what were all the jurisdictions that you referred these matters to and for investigation? And do you have any concerns about the publicity that you're generating right now, harming or interfering with any investigation that the authorities might launch?
No, I don't. Which is why I did it the way that I did. I didn't identify who the women, who any of these victims are, or survivors, I should say. I don't want to use the word victims. I did not identify who any of these survivors are. I did that, one, to protect them from T.I. and Tiny and their associates, and also to preserve the investigations, and to preserve the integrity of the investigations. I also did not provide any of the witness identifications or any of the evidence that I have to substantiate any of the women's stories. And the jurisdictions, again, it's Los Angeles District Attorney's Office. I sent a letter over to them. I sent it over to the U.S. Attorney's Office, in particular for the trafficking and yeah, the trafficking claim. The sex trafficking claim, as well as to the Georgia State AG's office, and they can pass it on to whichever prosecutorial offices within the city of Atlanta they want to. I know that the federal claims have a statute of limitations for 10 years. I believe that some of the women still falls within the statute of limitations. I know that the claim for Georgia's state charge for the rape charge, it's 15 years. And I know that at least 5 of the women fall within that statute of limitation. And well, 4 of the women fall within that statute of limitation. I know that the one for California, I believe that her rape charge still falls within California's statute of limitations as well.
I'm sorry, one follow-up question. Did you refer anything to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office?
I chose not to. And the reason why I chose not to refer it to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office is because I lack confidence in the local authorities, and this for good reason. There was a young man who was 8 years old who had a gun put to his head by T.I. His mother called the police. His mother had, this incident occurred at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. His mother called the police. His mother was 7 months pregnant at the time. His mother went into premature labor as a result of this. T.I. put a gun to the 8-year-old kid's head, to a 6-year-old kid's head, and to a 4-year-old kid's head because he had 2 little brothers with him. He's now in his 20s. I spoke with him and I submitted a FOIA request and I got a copy of the police report. There is nothing in the police report that indicates what occurred on that day, which is very troubling to me. The police report literally says that this was a breaking and entering, a kidnapping, and I believe it's mentioned the battery. No evidence, no investigation occurred, no detail of the accounts, nothing. This kid who is now in his 20s can remember down to the cereal he was eating at the time. Yet and I'm sorry for raising my voice because this upsets me, yet the the DeKalb County Police Department had zero record of his account in this statement, and no kind of investigation was conducted. So I have zero faith in the local authorities doing the right thing. I don't know what TI's relationship is with them, but it seems that something is fishy is going on, and I really want the federal investigators to take a hold of this case. And if the state can do it, I'll prefer the state speak to the witnesses and to do the investigation that way.
I just one other thing. Do you anticipate bringing civil action as a result of these matters? And if so, what would some of the claims be? And when do you anticipate filing a civil suit, if that's what you intend to do?
Well, right now I'm just focusing on the criminal investigation. My primary focus is to get these women justice. That's it. If we're going to file a civil suit, we will cross that bridge when we get there. But at this point in time, my only focus is getting these women justice, making sure that T.I. and Tiny and their associates are held accountable for the reign of terror that they visited upon these women. You know, these women have suffered immensely throughout the years. The girl that was Jane Doe 1 was in the top 10% of her class, her senior class, when she interned for them. Scholar student, graduates from high school, goes to college and drops out her sophomore year. That makes absolutely no sense. She was addicted to drugs as a result of this as well, fought hard to get her life back, is in therapy, and is continuing to go through therapy right now. Okay? Jane Doe 2 was suicidal as a result of this.